All right, so listen, you do not have to pretend to like or be satisfied with your external environment in order for you to experience the I am power. All right, stay tuned because we are getting into that. But before we do, I want to introduce myself. I always forget to do that. I am Tamara Tamu, bringing you another episode of the Unleashed Alchemy channel. On this platform, we talk about going against the grain so that you can live a soul-fulfilled life beyond programming, religious, and all other programming types. We're done with that. All right, we're done. We are standing firm in our I am power to call forth the unseen into the seen. Let's get into today's episode. So listen, I want to give you, let me give you just a little story. So what do I mean when I say that you don't have to like or pretend to like or pretend to be satisfied with what is happening in your external environment if it is not up to par with what you know you deserve? Just recently, just less than a month ago, I was in a situation. I was in a home, an apartment that went, it was like it went from 0 to 100 in a bad way really fast. All right. It was, I had just moved into the place back in January, signed the typical 12-month lease, got into it, you know, everything was going fine, had some problems. The problems were fixed, but it seems like there were problems happening over and over and over again. All right. And honestly, listen, I'm bringing you this story to show you that, yes, we are cosmic beings. However, we came here to have this human experience. So it wasn't until I stepped into my I am power fully to say, wait a minute, this is not what I deserve. This is not the living situation, the living space of a high priestess. This is not the living situation of a goddess. This is not a living situation of a god. This is not the living situation of an alchemist. I deserve so much better. And I really started to speak exactly what I want. Because see, I was speaking before. I was standing in my I am power before, but I was tiptoeing around exactly what I wanted because the ego was saying that what I wanted was not realistic. The ego was saying that what I wanted, what I truly desired in this situation was not practical. That could never happen because it was unheard of. People don't do that. Where do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Never going to happen. I was still unhappy with my environment. And I still stood firm and I said, you know what? I'm standing firm in this because I know that I can call the unseen into the seen. So long story short, and I'll share the story in full at another time, but long story short, not only was the lease ended, but it was amicable. I got not all, but some of the money back from January up until the end of, well, basically the end of May. And it was done in a way where it did not cost me anything. Okay. So I want to share that little piece with you. Now, standing firm in your I am power. How does this relate to resistance? It doesn't. There is no resistance standing firm in your I am power. And I'm going to show you how that relates to the story that I just gave you from my own recent life, okay? There is no resistance when you are owning your God self. Why? Because you are calling out the image that your soul is giving you. You're calling out the image that your guides are telling you this is for you. You're calling it out as you see it in your heart, in your mind, not the mind that is going based off of the ego. We're going beyond that. Now we're getting into the cosmic mind. You're just calling it out as you see it. There is no resistance when you accept your multiplication factor to multiply everything good and perfect in your life. Now, standing firm in your I am power, the identity, by the words that you say, standing firm in that identity by the words that you say, it doesn't mean you're pretending that what is happening in your environment isn't there. Because if you pretend, that's where the resistance comes in. And that's what I see as a challenge for a lot of people. But if you're here, it won't be, if it was a challenge for you then, it will not be a challenge for you by the end of this video. All right? Standing firm in your I am identity does not mean that you are pretending that you don't have certain feelings and emotions toward a situation. Like I just shared with you the story. I did not like my external environment. It was frustrating, it was irritating, and it was very disruptive to my work. It was very disruptive to my daily life. And I knew that I deserved better than that. It also does not mean that you are pretending that you are pleased and satisfied with your external environment. Because again, pretending to be satisfied, pretending to not see what's happening, that is where your resistance comes in. So, what does standing firm in your I am power mean? It means to acknowledge that you don't like the external. It means to acknowledge the frustrations, the sadness, the anger. Acknowledging and observing is not identifying with those emotions. So you're not saying, I am, and then fill in the blank with whatever emotion comes up. No. It's what you're doing is you're saying, yes, I recognize that I don't like this situation. Yes, I recognize and I observe that I feel anger towards this happening. Yes, I acknowledge and observe that this is not what was in my plan. Yes, I acknowledge and I observe the frustration. Yes, I acknowledge and observe the sadness. There is a difference because your I am is not in the identity of those emotions. Where your I am is identifying with your cosmic self that goes beyond that external environment, that can see beyond what you can see with your physical eye. It goes beyond what your emotions are even telling you. It goes beyond the frustration. It goes beyond the anger. So that way you don't feel like your I am power is still intact. The sadness doesn't outweigh the I am power. The frustration does not outweigh the I am power. The I am power is still intact. So what I was doing when I finally stood firm in that, I was like, yeah, the frustration is there. But I know my I am power. I know what my higher consciousness is telling me, is showing me, has shown me. I know where I'm headed because of the I am, because of the fact that I am God, that I am goddess, that I am infinite intelligence. The infinite intelligence goes beyond what we think could happen or what we would call possible or impossible. The cosmic intelligence takes us beyond a circumstance. That is what we focus on. So again, it doesn't mean that you have to resist the emotions because there is no resistance. Observing and acknowledging gives you the space to care for the human. To care for the human. Sometimes we experience these external situations to keep us grounded in our human. It doesn't say anything about our identity as the I am. Okay? Also, when those situations arise, They are opportunities for us to say, okay, this is another level of power that I am to embrace. Okay, I am power. Come through and be expressed. That is all. Okay? So there is no resistance to the feelings, and there is no resistance to your true identity. Both of them are allowed to be expressed. It's just up to us what we're going to call truth. And the truth is in our magic, which is what? Our infinite intelligence identity. This is where we harness Ma'at energy. If you're not familiar with Ma'at energy, go look it up. Ma'at is an aspect in energy, part of the Kemet pantheon, part of the Egyptian pantheon. All right. Ma'at energy, I'll just give you just a little snippet. Go look it up for yourself though. Ma'at energy gives us the grace, presents us the grace to view all aspects of ourselves and respect all of it. What are some of those aspects? Part of the aspects are how we feel. If we feel angry, we accept that. If we feel sad, we accept that. And to put our I am energy on that emotion, that is where the balance comes in. That is where the alchemy comes in, because even in that, when we're standing in that I am power, we're also saying that, yeah, I can feel this, but I know everything works out for my benefit. I just know it does. You just know it. You know it. You don't have to understand how it's going to be done. You just know that it's going to work out for your benefit in all ways. All right. Now, because there is no resistance to the feelings or to your I am power, to your identity, you can give your energy to the I am and command your life on earth as it is in heaven. You still have the power to command. Remember that your feelings do not wipe that power away. You still have the power to command because your I am power is still intact, because that's what you will always return to. Always. All right? So I wanted to share that with you. Please remember that the Magic School is always open. If you are desiring more support on your spiritual Odyssey, sure, you can do it without the Magic School. You can do it without getting spiritual consulting, but you don't have to. It's kind of like, I heard someone, who was it? Someone used this wonderful example about, getting assistance and support on things that are spiritual, but you can apply this to anything, but whatever. And the example was, yes, you could, if you were going on a safari, yes, you could do it by yourself, but wouldn't it be easier to get support? So that is what I offer. All right. So I do that several ways through the Magic School. I do that through my spiritual consulting one-on-one sessions. I have 60-minute sessions available. I also have a 90-day spiritual Odyssey package available where we work together for 90 days. All right. So before that 90 days is over, you will experience the spiritual liberation and freedom to function fully with confidence in your spiritual gifts and live the soul-fulfilled life that you were put here to live. All right. Also, I want to share with you that I do have complimentary resources for you to check out. Also, my newest book, Tales of a Money Maven. It is a paperback book. Let me give you the full title. Tales of a Money Maven: How Religious and Other Programming Has Fucked Up Your Money. It is available now in paperback on Amazon. I'm very happy to share with you all that I offer, okay? Because I have been put here to assist people to get reacquainted with their magic, with their own spiritual science. All right. So check out all of what I offer in the description box of this video. All right. All the links are there for you. So if you have any questions for me, leave them in the comments. You can also send me an email, unleashedalchemy@gmail.com. If there are some pressing spiritual questions that you have, I will be happy to elaborate on them if I can, or refer you to someone who can do a better job. All right. So until next time, cheers.